Thank you very much. Fellow Toastmasters, good morning. Good morning. And so I'm finishing a pathway. I'm finishing level 5 of the dynamic leadership pathway. And I'm excited to share that with you. And I'm also excited to talk about my journey with Toastmasters so far. I first came to Toastmasters 10 years ago. Came for a couple of meetings and then forgot about it. And I rejoined last year. It's been 8 months of speeches. So let's talk about, have I learned anything? Okay, so this is how much you can see I've learned. Nothing. Nothing, as demonstrated by all the technical difficulties. Right. Have I really learned nothing? Well, I arrived at Toastmasters in a great place. I want to acknowledge some of my background in presentations and stuff like that. 8 months ago, I was in a good place with some of my presenting. So I could look at the last 8 months and say, how much better did I really get? The truth is, I have completely changed as a presenter. It's absolutely not nothing. I have learned so much. And I want to share with you some of the points that I've picked up. So we go with the best letter in the alphabet. What have I learned? It begins with J. Any guesses from the audience? What begins with J besides James?
Juggling.
Juggling. Juggling technical difficulties for sure. But in the interest of time, I'm going to give this one to you. I have learned to joke. One of the biggest takeaways I've had from 8 months of presenting is to get out of my head and to have a little bit more fun, to open with some humor, to make fun of myself, and to not take everything so seriously. A. Looking back at the last year, one letter, A, is really important for me right now, and that is appreciation. Appreciation, acknowledgement. We could have an acknowledgement-a-thon right now. And I want to talk about some of the people, some of the places, some of the clubs that have made such a huge difference for me. I've been at 4 clubs now, and my first club, although I had a falling out with the individual, well, that one individual there mentored me tremendously. And even though we don't see eye to eye now, he's helped me evolve as a speaker. Coming to new clubs and meeting new people has helped me to improve my speaking and to see presentations in different contexts. I'll shout out to my other club here, which is the Poznan Lead and Speak Club, and the Praxis Club in the US. But dynamically speaking has definitely become a place close to my heart. I'm really appreciative, especially to my mentors, Sandra and Melanie, for their time and their help with getting me ready for contest preparation and contest speeches. M. This is a moment for me to recognize that one of the things that has been most important with propelling my speaking has been about meeting people where they are. Connection. Recognizing that all the ideas in my head are just ideas in my head, and seeing people where they are in their lives at 7 a.m. on a Thursday morning, and finding, where do I bring these two together? Meeting people where they are has become a center point for me in terms of framing my presentations and framing what I bring, not just how I bring it. If it's not of value, if it's not of interest, if it's not relevant to the people I'm speaking to right now, you guys, it's not worth talking about. And I made this mistake enough times, talking about stuff that I thought was interesting, but the rest of the room switched off. E. You guys can see where this one's going. E. This one I think you guys might be able to get straight off the bat. It's not as wacky as some of the others. What starts with E that is so valuable, so important in presentations? Especially what we do here. Any guesses from the audience?
Empathy.
Empathy, an amazing one. And I've put that under the meet people where they are. Any others for E?
Energy.
Energy. I really like energy. I have more to say about that, but it's not the E here right now.
Stephanie has also
Excitement.
written evaluations.
Evaluations. And I heard something else. What was that?
Excitement.
Excitement. Excitement and energy I'll get to. E right now is about emotions. And something I've recognized is that my presentations, my speaking comes alive when I get in touch with not just my emotions, but my audience's and the emotions that I've experienced before. I've spoken perhaps about the time I went completely blank on stage, forgetting the name and the origin and the tradition of the famous monk who came to speak at a conference for us. The real reason I joined Toastmasters was the shame, the guilt, the heaviness I found in those times after that incident, and arriving now at a place of much more confidence and real conviction in what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Comparing some of the different emotions from my journey, even being lost in the first few months. What am I doing now? Being lost after I lost the divisional contest. What do I do? Where am I taking my speaking next? I found that sharing my emotions, while it can be scary and it can feel vulnerable, and I can think, do my audience even care? I found that it gives people a little window into who I am. And I know that matters for one reason and one reason alone, which is people want to talk to me afterwards about it. People say, yeah, me too. And I think that's something we're all looking for and we all need in our presentations. S. S, 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 S. We're going to keep playing this guessing game. Any for S?
Smile.
Smile. I like it. We'll get to it in just a
Story.
moment. What was that?
Story.
Story. Yeah, exactly. Storytelling. When I look at where I was as a speaker and where I am now, the fundamental difference, the number one thing that I have changed is I have begun to incorporate stories. Some of my earliest speeches, the ones that never made it to YouTube, the ones when I first joined the club, were really intellectual. Frameworks and data and facts, and it was dry. I gave one such presentation on conflict resolution and how valuable that is to organizations. And I'm pretty sure 9 of the 10 participants were asleep at the end of 5 minutes. I think I should patent that because that's going to be useful in the future. I'll make a ton of money. Bringing story in has made my presentations not just more fun, but more meaningful, more connecting. But, which just so happens to begin with B, but B is the bottom line. Every speech needs to have a bottom line. What is the reason you are speaking to us today? And I've been guilty of this. I have come up on stage just to be on stage. I have come and present something just because it's Thursday. What can I present? The bottom line point is something I've returned to recently, which is what is the value? What is the reason that my audience want to listen to this? Why will it make a difference in their lives? And looking at speech purpose, not just to be a presence and to talk and to get over my own issues, my own confidence issues, but what is the value for the audience? Why should anyone listen to me? Am I informing? Am I persuading? What am I asking of my audience and why does it matter to you? And I can't say James B without some excitement, some energy, and that's my exclamation mark. And this point, I'm going to credit to you guys here at Dynamically. Becoming a little bit of dynamite has been incredibly powerful in making my presentations pop. I realized I was carrying so many limiting beliefs weighing up on me, which were getting in the way of me saying, you know what, I want to present in my way. I want to have some fun with this. I want to speak to you and share with you like I would speak to my friends, not how I imagine a professional presentation in a corporate setting should be. That is boring, and I have no interest in it. I want to present to you my way. I want to have some fun doing it. I'm going to bring my whole self, the excitement, the energy, and that is worth an exclamation. Team, it has been a pleasure, not just finding this club, but getting to know each of you and presenting with you and listening to you and getting to know some of you even more. And I'm so excited to keep doing this in the next Toastmasters year. Thank you.